Welcome to the Hellmouth. Hope everybody's 5x5. This is Major Slayage, Ket Arik, Rewatch, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. To my right, your left, my gorgeous, hilarious, brilliant, talented wife and co-host. You know her as half the powerhouse duo that is Kim and Ket Stay Alive, maybe. Give it up for Ketrin Porter.
Hello, I'm the third wheel today.
That's true, because joining us today, we have a very special guest. Floating around in another box on the screen is the brilliant, hilarious, talented, gorgeous...
Bye, Ketrin.
See ya.
Yeah, can we just crop her out of this? You know him as half the powerhouse duo that is all bronze, no brains. Give it up for Tony Webster.
Hey.
Thanks for playing with us today.
Well, thank you. I was actually going to make a fat joke and say I'm more like a quarter of the powerhouse, because I know Dave won't listen, so I can flag him off.
This is a locked box. Anything you say here stays here. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 3, Episode 13, The Zeppo. When we reached out to you to be like, hey, we want to do a guest shot with you for Season 3, and I gave you a list of episodes we thought would be fun to talk about with the guests, you immediately jumped on this one. So I guess first question is, why did you jump on that one? And then tell us kind of your top level thoughts about this episode.
I jumped on it because doing it for the podcast was so different than just watching it like for real life watching, and this would have been a skip episode for me in the past, and this time I loved it. I think you guys probably know when you're doing a analytical podcast, it's really hard to not come in hard with Xander slander, but this episode is a little bit it's a bit relieving from that, which was nice because it was getting heavy for us at this point in Season 3.
I couldn't agree more, and I feel like they did it on purpose. I also feel like, you know, maybe Tox Weasel had like a moment of clarity where he was like, wow, I don't look so good via Xander the last few episodes. Let me sort of course correct.
Let's soften him a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, and I had a tough experience. So we watched our watch along yesterday. We do a watch along on Patreon, $5 a month. We watch the episode, talk over it. We also do a mini-sode called Trivia Crypt, where we do behind the scenes deep dive into every episode. I felt like I kind of remembered what this episode was going to be, and I was waiting for that, and I was wrong. I was getting this confused with the episode later where Andrew imagines himself as like a super cool secret agent. So I was expecting that sort of plot to kick in, and so I feel like for the first third of the watch along, I was like, this is taking a long time for the plot to happen. And then it was because I was completely mistaken. So I feel like the train was moving so fast and I failed to jump on. So I was mostly confused during the watch along. So I went back.
So it's just going to be you and me, Tony?
No, so I went back and watched it again this morning just to kind of get my head right around it. And I feel like I have very mixed feelings about this episode.
I can't wait to hear.
I think they nailed it. I think they did something really fun and clever. And I think it's not what I come to Buffy for.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it was almost a parody of Buffy. It was almost like fanfic. Like we'll get to it. The scene where Buffy and Angel are confessing their feelings and the stakes are high. It almost felt like when a actor goes on SNL and plays their famous character on SNL. And so you kind of get a joke version of that.
Interesting.
That's what we had kind of talked about during our episode as well. And that was one of we do feel like that was the part that worked the least. But I enjoyed that. I took it that it was purposely meant to be, because it was a Xander-centric episode, that everything was heightened as if it was his brain. Now, David and I did disagree because there were moments where Xander wasn't witness to them, so it wasn't as if it was just his POV.
Right.
But I kind of liked that it did make Buffy this kind of meta moment where it was kind of making fun of itself almost. Yeah. And that was like the least successful stuff of the episode. It's where some of the worst dialogue and stuff was as well, as I'm sure we'll get to. But yeah, I kind of agree then with both of you, because like I loved all the Xander stuff, and I actually probably could have done without all the other stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like we could have. I mean, I didn't mind it. Like, I felt like I was on board for the camp of it. Could also be because this is a episode that like I knew what was coming. I knew like I know the episode really well, so like I was very much like driving the train. Like I was like, come on board, right. Come on, where are you?
Here's the thing, what they set out to do, I think, was excellently executed. I think I was grinning this morning when I watched it again. I was grinning the whole time. Like I definitely was enjoying it, but at the end of the day, I go like, but this isn't why I watch Buffy. So it is, you know, like
a dream episode of The Sopranos or whatever, where it's like, you know, let's take a little intermission.
Right.
Let's, you know,
which is probably good, a nice palate cleanse before we get into what is then going to be the story for the back half of the season, because we are kind of like at the first part of the midway point. Well, anyway, let's not belabor things. We'll get into all this when we talk about it. You mentioned while we were setting up that you had a marital grievance. Shocker. Let's hear it.
I do. So last night, Eric and I went to a housewarming party, and it was really fun because like there was like a beer pong table, and it was just like
this one still got it, by the way, beer pong.
Yeah, I'll get to that. So, and it was just really great. We get to hang out with a lot of my old college friends, which is just they live out here, so it's really fun. And we were playing beer pong, and I just was feeling really nostalgic about college. And yes, I was absolutely slaying in beer pong, like those red Solo cups were vamps. Now, this is like, it's a marital grievance in that I appreciate how much of a fan you are of me, but Eric likes to get action shots while I'm shooting beer pong. Now, you did get one that was really great, but like slightly accidental in that I didn't realize he was doing it until I had already let go. But then every other shot, he's like moving people out of the way and like setting up the shot while I'm trying to shoot. And I'm just like, well, now I can't concentrate, and I missed every single one. So I appreciate your fandom, but I need you to be a little bit more in the background when I'm shooting.
I'm like Amy Poehler from Mean Girls.
You're
with
exactly
camcorder.
like Amy Poehler from Mean Girls. So that's my marital grievance, but also I appreciate you being a fan.
Well, my marital grievance also came from last night. This one likes to pretend she likes an Irish goodbye. Is that racist, by the way? Do people in Ireland know what that means? Is that a phrase over there?
Yeah, we call it an Irish goodbye as well.
Oh, okay. You do?
Well, she always says, let's do an Irish goodbye. She does whatever the opposite is, where she says bye to everyone 4 times, and I can't get out of the fucking party. So she's always like, let's, 10 o'clock hits, let's Irish goodbye. And then I'm standing at the edge of the parking lot looking for her, and she's hugging everyone for the 4th or 5th time on the way out the door.
I also do sometimes tell people that I'm going to Irish goodbye, which kind of defeats the purpose of the Irish goodbye. So that's kind of a marital grievance with myself as well.
Speaking of grievances, I know you have a work husband, David, who you guys are enmeshed in each other's lives since you were teenagers. Do you have a grievance you'd like to air about David today?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, where to start? I think the one that has been really playing on my mind the most recently is David not warming up his voice before we record. And
he needs to do a little red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
and he's a professional singer. He's like, he was in Jennifer Hudson's team on The Voice. Like, he is like, he knows his stuff. But he's just like, if I can roll out of bed and do this recording, even if it's at like 8 at night, I'll do it. And I won't be warmed up. And then I'll be like, Buffy.
Oh my God, I would lose
And the thing
my
is,
mind.
I don't mind editing it to remove them, but when it's interspersed with a word, it's like...
Oh my God, Tony, I have a marital grievance with that. I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
I now have a marital grievance with your work husband.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this clip and be like, Dave's never going to find out.
So we shouldn't clip this and post it on Instagram and tag him in it, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, you should actually. He'll enjoy it.
I also have a husband with a lot of loud mouth sounds, so I get it. It's just
I used to love a husband with a loud mouth sound, but I'm single these days.
Yeah.
Did you bring a spell for us today?
I did. I consulted my trusty Spell a Day book from Cassandra Eason, given to me by our dear friend Sophia, who we saw last night, who's a stand-up comedian. Sophia Zolan, you should check her out. She's very funny.
I think she's going to do an ep with us in a few weeks as well. When we get back from Wales, we're going to do one with her.
Hold on, I need another hand. You'll have to...
Here, give me. We've done this 45 times. We haven't figured this part out yet. You need your little mic stand.
You need to get a Britney Spears mic, like or one that comes. A theater one that goes on your forehead.
Taped to your forehead.
Baby. Okay, so here we go. I found a spell to disempower a bully. This is for Xander. So you will need a screw cap glass bottle, dark glass if possible, and you're gonna break it on a table and shove it in their face. I'm just kidding. Okay, so you're gonna open the bottle. hold it between your hands and say the name of the bully, Jack O'Toole, let's say. You will bully and intimidate me no more. You're then going to add sour milk, vinegar or red wine, and a few pinches of mint to the bottle and put on the lid. Shake vigorously 9 times while saying venom and viciousness, vileness, and vitriol be gone. You're then going to open the lid, tip the contents of the bottle down the sink under a hot tap, and wash out the bottle thoroughly until the water runs clear. And say, Jack O'Toole, your power over me is gone. I'm free. No more trouble me. Then you're going to throw the bottle away, pour any milk, vinegar, or wine you did not use into your mouth. I'm just kidding. Down the sink. And then repeat the spell whenever you feel fear returning.
And then sick your werewolf on him.
Yeah. Oh, God. What I wouldn't give to have a werewolf to sick on people. Well, what I wouldn't give to be a werewolf that I sick myself on so many people. That's my dream.
But what type? Like a lupine type or like this new Oz gorilla type?
Oh, I'd like one that like I could change like my outfit, you know, like depending on who I'm wolfing and what I feel would be most effective for that particular person. That's what I would
sometimes
like
you go kind of sexy, like Maid Marian from Robin Hood type situation.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I love that you and I shared that you thought Maid Marian was hot, and man.
Oh no, I think you're
Fox Robin Hood.
No, I think you're projecting a little bit. I like that movie. I don't know that I ever whacked off to Maid Marian.
I didn't know what was going on in my pants when I was little and watched that movie.
Yeah, well, that was like my first crush was the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, but in beast form.
In beast form.
Ooh.
He got all weird looking when he turned into human form. I was like, can we?
Yeah, we could spend a minute unpacking Tony's childhood crushes. You also kind of had sex dreams about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
How's this for a wet dream?
I full on. I'm really attracted to Robert Englund as well. There's just something about. Yeah, there's just something about him. I just love.
Well, out of character, he's very elegant and he's very like.
Elegant's a good word.
And he's got a lot of gravitas, and when he speaks, he draws you in. So like, I totally get that.
And he's a sexy big nose.
I love a big nose too.
Yeah,
I really do.
I got teased for my big nose growing up, so it's weird for me to kind of transition into like, oh, this is actually a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, no, I like a big old masculine nose, not like a little button where you can see the nostrils and it's just like that's dumb.
You were feeling Michael Jackson.
No,
that was not your vibe.
Not my vibe. Not my nose vibe.
All right, shall we get into this one?
Yeah,
yes.
Take it away. Let's do it.
So I don't usually talk about the previously on, but it was a very funny previously on. It was just
previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You're fired.
And then moving on.
So we should have known right away that tonally this was going to be a silly, like goofy, fun episode.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It is funny, and I guess it really does. There wasn't really anything else relevant that we needed to know about this particular episode.
Frankly, we didn't even need to know that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because Giles is still doing all the same shit, whether he's officially the Watcher or not.
Well, we needed to understand why he was wearing a oversized quarter zip in the first.
Giles is dressed how I dress in my everyday life. It's like, I'm pretty sure I have that exact same fleece.
We open on a spooky cave situation. Faith is there. She's done with her walkabout. And Willow is being a witch. Like, Giles is really like entrusting her with spell work and things like that. They defeat whoever the fuck they're defeating. The Sisterhood of Jay, we learn later. And Giles.
I thought were cool. First of all,
I thought they were dope.
All woman demon horde. Pretty rad.
Yeah.
Pretty new for the show. And I liked their look.
No notes.
The masks, like a lot of times when they're just on screen for a second, they're disposable. It just looks kind of like a rubber mask. These had like kind of a cool design. I thought they were rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're talking about, who are these bitches? What do they mean? What's going on? Also, where's Xander? And he's under a pile of rubble. And this is where the gang is like, buddy, you're kind of harshing our vibe. Like, you're so inefficient at being here. We might need you to stay fray adjacent, as Buffy says. Do I agree? I don't know. I just feel like Xander should take a Krav Maga class, like take a Kung Fu class real quick. I just don't feel like he's doing anything to be useful. We then go to school. Xander is trying to get absolute strangers to pass the football to him. Is that a thing?
I was in Central Park throwing a football around with my buddy. And this guy just full speed up on a bike, skid stop in the middle of the thing. Can I throw with you? Alec Baldwin. Strangers. Wants to throw a football with strangers.
No surprise.
Yeah.
I guess that does happen, but it's not the way I ever did it.
He is always at 11, which makes his performance as Jack Donaghy that much more impressive.
Because he's way down here.
Yeah.
Did you watch 30 Rock?
I am actually currently on season 6.
Stop.
It's one of her favorite shows.
Yeah.
I fall asleep to it every night. I know every episode back to front.
Yeah, it is one of my I've been trying to get David to do TikToks and stuff with like audio from it. The one well, if David doesn't do it, Ket,
I'll do it.
The sides. We
I'll
can
do
the
it.
sides to it.
No problem. So you're in season 6. So
Yeah.
does she have a boyfriend yet, Liz?
No, I think he's coming.
I'm so excited for you. Yes, I will do 30 Rock TikToks all day. I'll quit my job. I'll just do those.
Yeah.
It's great.
He just started a whole series called 30 Talk.
Hi, I have a new podcast. It's called 30 Talk with Tony.
That's great. We've got a little project cooking up in the works as well. We're gonna monopolize your time. Like you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
We're just gonna make lots of sideshows with you.
I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great.
So I actually liked Xander's sweater and button down in this particular scene. I felt like he had some remnants of advice from Cordelia with this outfit, and he ends up missing the throw, obviously, and it hits Jack O'Toole, the bully of Sunnydale, who is an actor that I feel like was cast in this type of role in like every TV show that came out in the late 90s. Did you recognize him, or do I just recognize him from recognizing him in this episode?
I think I'm exactly the same because that's what, and then I'll look up on IMDb the actor and be like, oh, I do know him from that, even though I've never seen that. So it really is probably just from this episode.
I probably just recognize him from recognizing this episode. Yeah. Okay. I also would like to point out that the poster behind Jack O'Toole, I understand that it was an anti-smoking ad, but it just says butts are gross. And then it's a bunch of animal butts.
Well, animal butts not so into, but hard disagree on the concept of butts are gross.
Yeah, butts are not gross.
Amazing.
Also, like a little pig butt. That's not gross.
That's funny that it was an anti-smoking thing. I took it to mean pull your pants up. Like I took it as like don't let your jeans sag. I don't know. We saw it for 1 second. I didn't get a lot of time to really ponder it.
That is an insane take. You think that there is a mass-produced poster that came out that in order to get boys to pull up their pants, they said butts are gross?
This is a town that has a sign in the locker room that said girls don't want to bang dead guys for drunk driving. So
did you also pick up on the sign in Gingerbread that was like, don't be stupid, don't get AIDS behind Buffy?
No.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We haven't done our trivia crypt for that one yet, though, so that's going in.
Yeah.
What were we doing in the 90s?
Yeah.
So Cordy is watching this horrendous dressing down by Jack Toole of Xander.
Interesting choice of words because I feel like Cordelia is dressed like a watcher.
She was dressed like a watcher.
I thought, oh, is she Buffy's new watcher? Look at this outfit.
I thought Cordelia was litigating this moment because she is on her way to the law firm.
Yeah, she was litigating. That's so true. This was where I knew that like my ire for Xander was going to be quelled, because something about me, Tony, and I know that this isn't fair, but like I cannot handle boys like being sad or made fun of or like being dressed down in a way, because I have this thing where it's just like I feel like boys aren't equipped to be sad. Like I feel like girls know how to be sad, and just seeing him be like, you know, whoa, like actually not quipping with him, but being like, please don't. It really tugged at my heartstrings.
I observed that when you watched it. I saw you go through that.
Thanks. Okay.
They definitely soften Xander in this when they round his edges off a little bit, and they do get us to feel a little sympathy for him.
Yeah. Cordelia has a great line that I'll share because it didn't make it as my best line, but she says, of all the humiliations you've had that I've witnessed, that was the latest. I thought that was a fantastic line. And she points out exactly what the crux of the issue is, which is that all of Xander's friends have superpowers and he has nothing. He's the Zeppo, which is a reference that Eric had to explain to me. I didn't get it.
He's the straight man of the Marx Brothers. He's like the least zany. He's the least funny.
Were they like silent film comedy?
No, they
people?
talked. No, they were.
Yeah,
they were in the talk.
They were like pioneers of like physical comedy. like in the States.
Like
in the States.
In the States. Like
I've been there. So you've seen like the fake nose with the mustache and the glasses?
Yes.
That's Groucho Marx. Like, so they did little zany little comedy
but then
films
Zeppo
and adventures.
was the Jason Bateman to the Bluths.
No, because he's the most valuable member of that
It's like
cast.
the fourth Jonas brother that whatever his name is, Kevin.
Okay. Zeppo.
Yeah.
Zeppo. Then we go to lunch. I was very hungry while I was watching this episode. I had to point out every food that was mentioned, seen, or eaten, and they had sauerkraut, which I love. Can we have vegan sausages with sauerkraut for dinner?
We can have vegan. So I'm not going to eat or make sauerkraut, but you go nuts.
Okay,
I'm not a big fan. How you feel about sauerkraut?
I actually don't mind it. I love kind of pickled things. I love pickled eggs.
Yeah.
This one too.
I had my first pickled egg in England, and I made Eric film it.
Did you put it in a packet of cheese and onion crisps?
No.
We'll do that. We're coming
Yeah.
across in a couple weeks. We're actually going to stay with Tony in Glasgow for a couple days. You can be our first pickled egg and a bag of crisps.
Yeah, I love a pickled egg.
So interesting. I got called out for filming beer pong, but she just lauded me.
I didn't ask you to film the pickled egg, and then I made Eric film it. Here is where we see that Xander and Oz are sitting together, and these two boys are together a lot. And my question for you, Tony, is do you think Xander is sitting down next to Oz, or do you think Oz is sitting down next to Xander? Is Oz trying to sort of like be the saint that he is and have a good relationship with Xander, or is Xander trying too hard with Oz?
I actually think there's no trying involved, because I think Oz is exists on a completely different plane of existence, that he's not trying anything. He's just being Oz. And I don't think Xander has this self-awareness to try and make things better by making an effort. So I think it just is like...
They're just in the same group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a shot in this. This kind of thing we should do on Trivia Crypt, but I'm going to mention it here. So when we see all the lunch food,
yeah,
and then it pans up quickly, you see Xander talking to Willow and Buffy from, I think it's I Only Have Eyes for You.
Eyes for You.
It's a
really?
reused shot.
Yeah, because this is what they were
Wow.
eating whenever the snakes turned in. The snakes.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that. So Xander's trying to figure out how to be cool, and who better to consult than the coolest dude on the planet, Osborne Cobblepot. What's his fucking name again?
Daniel Osborne.
Daniel Osborne.
Oswald Cobblepot. Got it. Okay. Talking to him about being
It's
cool.
because you have a block. You can't see him as a Daniel.
He's not a Daniel.
I feel like he's perfectly Daniel.
No.
I got a strong opinion from the UK.
He's definitely not a Daniel. He's like a Theo. He's like a Theo Osborne.
Theo. I could handle a Theo. Okay, here's my question for you, Tony. Do I look like a Lauren to you?
No. But is that your real name?
That's my first name.
Ketrin is
my
her middle name.
That's a great mixture, though, of names, at least. Like, I'm from Ireland, and I hate having to tell people my name is Tony, because and when people are like, oh, well, what's your full name? And then I tell them, and it's like the most English British name ever. Anthony William Webster is my full name. I'm like,
wow.
The least Irish name on the planet, which is so annoying.
You sound like a watcher.
Yeah, it is Anthony William Webster.
Yeah.
It's very like that, isn't it?
Wesley Wyndham Price.
Did
Yeah,
you
it's
ever
the
go
double
by
barrel.
Anthony, or have you been Tony since you were a little kid?
I go by Anthony usually if I go into like a corporate job, because then it's like harder for them to find me on social media.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a friend whose name he goes by Bob. His name is Charles Robert, but when he goes to work, he's Charles, I think for the same reason. I think even more so, he's trying to do a severance thing where it's like it's not him at work. It's Charles that goes to work, and then he gets to be Bob when he's not at work.
Yeah.
So
Oz is very much unaware, or, doesn't know why he's so cool, which makes him even cooler. And
he has my favorite line in the episode in this scene too.
Samesies. Okay. So let's go to the library, though. Let's see what's happening in the library. We learn that these cool ass bitches with the blue faces are the Sisterhood of Jay, and they're an apocalypse cult. And I wrote, or is that propaganda against them? Who is saying that they're an apocalypse cult? Or is this just the patriarchy trying to mislabel women yet again?
Well, the episode seems to provide an answer.
This is also a full moon. So Oz comes in. Giles points out he's cutting it a bit close, but then we learn that the Sisterhood of Jay wants to open the Hellmouth, the one that is 20 feet away from us right now, and that is going to ruin the linoleum floors.
Again.
Yeah.
Wild that they get these repairs done so quickly, you know? Like, I just feel like, you know, school renovations in the States is not
Takes
like
2 years.
Yeah, it's not really our
Yeah.
strong suit.
You're walking through a construction zone to class for 2 years when they want to do anything to schools here.
Unless they're magicking it.
When David and I first went to high school, it was the second year of our high school ever existing. So it was in like double wide trailers. Like we didn't have a school building.
I had that when I was in high school too.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
and
there
then
goes my great unique story.
no, and I was really super pissed about it because I went to a super rich posh school. I was not super rich and posh, but I went to a super rich posh school, and my senior year had to be in fucking double wides, and then the next year they had a multi-million-dollar like state-of-the-art facility, and I was the one who had to suffer.
Well, I got you both because when I was 0 to 4 years old, I lived in a single wide trailer. So
Wow.
Oh.
Well,
didn't just go to school in one. That was my house.
congratulations.
Oh, well, I grew up in the Troubles in Northern Ireland, so
Ooh, you did grow up during the Troubles, and you
Yeah,
guys really called
the
it the
tail end.
Troubles.
yeah.
That's such a poetic way to describe it. I respect that.
They basically lived through Dairy Girls.
Yeah, I mean, Dairy Girls is a really accurate representation of what it was like going to school. Like the same bus. That's, I think, why a lot of like Northern Irish people love it, because it is so accurate and it's so like specific to the time with like the music and everything. It's like,
Oh, it's one of my favorite shows. That's also a show that I fall asleep to, actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so soothing. I love it.
What's America going to call this period
Ugh,
that we're currently in? Are
Hell.
we gonna have a cute name for it, like the Troubles?
fuck this
Yeah.
It's rough right
timeline.
now.
It's the worst. Wuffy is walking, and they're basically talking about, you know, the demon that they now have to fight, the Sisterhood of Jay. We're not really getting the whole story because Xander pulls up in a super cool car, figured out where he got it.
We
missed it.
talked over this in the watch along. I was like, where the fuck did this
Oh,
car
yeah.
come from? We missed it entirely.
Uncle Rory has too many DUIs.
Right.
So he's renting it
Right.
from Uncle Rory.
Are you a car guy? Do cars do it for you? We talked about neither one of us is really moved by cars.
I mean, I liked my car when I had my car. Like I went from like a little small red Toyota, and then I wrote that car off, and then I went to like a big black like Batmobile looking car that I absolutely loved when I was a drug dealer. And then I got my license suspended when I got arrested. So I dream of having.
So
a
you
car
were the
again.
Uncle Rory.
Yeah, I was Uncle Rory, rehabilitated.
This also reminded me where Xander is like trying to find his thing.
Right.
I, at one point in high school, was also trying to find my thing. And so for a while, it was a yellow distressed Abercrombie and Fitch baseball cap. And I tried to be like, I'm the girl in the yellow hat. But also,
were you
like,
hanging around with Curious George?
I don't
Like,
fucking know what I was doing. But also, I went to a school with a uniform. So, like, the second I walked in, they were like, take your hat off. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't think this through.
Did you have a thing in high school?
Being a poof, pretty much.
So you had a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't
I
have
had-
to
I had
search for your thing.
No, my thing was pretty prevalent for what I really was.
Was it kind of unspoken, or were you out in high school? Like I don't actually think I know when that
Yeah,
all took place.
I was out probably for my last like few years of high school. I think I was too young to really know before then, but
Right.
yeah, for my last few years I was out, and it was like I didn't really get bullied or anything. There were people who would call you like gay, and I'm like, okay, that's correct. So-
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't
Don't
really
not be
hit
offended.
if you're gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of gay kids, or were you kind of like the gay kid?
No, I was Queen Bee. I was the first.
Yeah. Okay. Apologies, this is feeling too much like an interview.
No, it's like no, I love it. It's easy. Sometimes it's easier to answer questions than just to talk. But yeah, I was the first. I was the first gay in the village.
Congratulations. Do you have like
Yeah.
a sash or something that like commemorates that?
No, just just like some traumatizing memories, really.
Oh, okay. That's what they bestowed upon you. How nice.
Yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. So Xander asked how he can help, and they said you could get donuts. And this was the second bout of food where I said, "Oh, I want a cake donut so bad. I want a cake donut so bad."
Okay.
Still, my tummy is grumbling.
Well, we got through this watch along. The zombies mentioned Taco Bell at one point, and so she made me go get Taco Bell after our watch along.
Yeah, you guys know I've made me. I think I'm going to get Taco Bell after this. We have one Taco Bell in Glasgow, or two maybe now, but it's very exciting.
It sounds terrible that I'm
a huge
about to
slut
say
for
this,
Taco Bell.
but I kind of feel like we have to try Taco Bell in Scotland to just even know to compare to what it's like here.
Yeah,
sold.
Like, but it's so lame for the Americans go to Scotland and be like, "Where's Taco Bell?"
Yeah. That's...
Well, okay, here's a funny story. So when we bought our house in Wales and we went to the carpet place that was owned by the same people that owned the mattress place, but they were in two different buildings. And so we were like, we can do your carpets, then we'll get you hooked up with your mattresses. And he's trying to tell us where the place was. He goes, "Do you know where such and such bank is?" And we were still very new to Wrexham. We didn't know our way around. It's like, "No, we don't really know where that is." Well, do you know where this is? No, he goes, "Do you know where McDonald's is?" We both went, "Yes." And then immediate shame washed over us that, like, of course the Americans know.
McDonald's.
Yeah, we're not even McDonald's people, but it was really embarrassing because there's other people in the store. They're like, "Oh, of course they know where McDonald's is."
That was a great source of shame. I still wake up in a cold sweat thinking about that.
You'll take us to Taco Bell?
Oh, 100%. I'll take you to Taco Bell.
Oh my God, great. Can we have like a feast?
Yeah, they do like a bulk order thing, I think, where you can buy like, it's a bunch of different combos and stuff, and it's relatively inexpensive.
Oh my God.
We were just talking about this last night at the house where we went to, but at my bachelor party, we went up into Lake Arrowhead, stayed up all night, playing poker, drinking. My brother and my friend Kurt were doing feats of strength, like pull-up contests and push-up contests, and it was crazy. The next night we went to a strip club, but the most memorable part of that night wasn't the strip club. It was after the strip club. Travis went through and got like $80 worth of Del Taco.
Oh yeah.
Dumped it on the table, and we watched like 9 episodes of Top Gear UK and ate Del Taco, and that was like the best moment of my bachelor party.
I love that it wasn't the other naked girls that were dancing on you. That was the highlight of your bachelor.
Well, honestly, all the strippers it was very sweet. They were all like, "Oh my God, you're getting married." Like, it was the most wholesome bachelor party ever. Like,
no one ever wants to marry me.
kind of. So
right.
yeah, the idea of loading a table full of cheap Taco Bell and just going ham on it sounds amazing.
Great. Well, we have our plans.
We've got one night booked.
Yeah. All right. So Cordy is right there as he's coming to pick up donuts, and she's, got some quips about what a piece of shit Xander is, and you can never really disagree with Cordy. Like, she always has a point. But then this dumb bitch walks up.
Dumb bitch.
God, I want to throw her in the trash. She had no personality.
Is this your car?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's and she just like gave women a bad name. Like, I was just like, get out of here.
And she wants to get in the car of a stranger just to ride. Like, she's never ridden in a car before.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of riding around in that car is not going to be materially different than riding in any car you've ever been in.
Yeah, who the shit cares? Like, it's so dumb. And then he takes her on a date to the Bronze, and all she's doing is talking about cars. What a dork.
Well, he wanted cars to be his thing, and it worked. He trapped the girl that's into cars, but he's not into cars, so it was a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Angel comes in looking for Buffy, and
looking like a bouncer.
He was looking like a bouncer. I think it was the shoulders were very square.
And his mock turtleneck. Like, we're used to seeing him with kind of either a shirt opened halfway down his thing, or like a tank top.
Ma'am, please.
Oh, just sweet erect.
But Xander's like, "Oh my God, my buddy's here. Come over, let's talk, let's hang, let's do the thing."
And Angel's like, "I gotta go." So as they're leaving, it is kind of a boat of a car. So he ends up not making the turn out, and he has a little fender bender with Jack O'Toole. Back with Where Oz in the library. Let's go check in on him. Oswolf is very cranky. I'm trying out Where Oz or Oswolf.
I like Oswolf.
Yeah.
Oswolf Cobblepot is definitely the one for me.
Oswolf Cobblepot. Yep, that's it. We learn a little bit more about the Sisterhood of Jay. They celebrate their victory in battle by eating their foes. Honestly, I love that for them. I really do. So Buffy has to go see Willie to to get the skinny on like what are these bitches up to? Like, what have you been hearing? Giles, while Buffy goes to question Willie, he's going to talk to the amorphous spirit guides. They're like, don't involve Xander. Don't have Xander do anything other than get more donuts. So let's check on Xander. He's apologizing to Jack O'Toole, and Jack is like, he's like, your car came out of nowhere. He's like, I was parked. And at this point I said, I'm really glad that it's Tony as our special guest and not Kim, because this would have turned into let's make fun of Ketrin and how she drove in college for 25 minutes. So,
but I can relate to that, Ketrin, because the car I told you about, my first red car that I rode it off crashing into a parked car.
Oh my gosh, you were the Xander.
Yeah. Except I was going more like 40 miles an hour and I fell asleep while I was driving.
Oh no. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm so glad you're alive.
Bad. Yeah, me too, to be honest.
Yeah, that's great news.
I was in an accident in my red Toyota too, but it wasn't my fault. I was Jack O'Toole. I was sitting in a parked car and a drunk driver hit me and I ended up having spinal surgery.
He's fine now.
Yeah.
So car girl, we learn, is also a knife girl because Jack O'Toole pulls out a fucking Crocodile Dundee ass knife.
This is a samurai sword. Like this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
We get a whole blah 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 bully, speech about the difference between you and me is fear. Who has the least of it?
Xander does have a funny line too. Where Jack O'Toole shows him the big ass knife, and he's like, "Where do you want it?" And he's like, "Well, I'm pretty sure I don't want it at all," which I appreciated.
The fucking car knife girl is just like, I'm bored. I want to go for a drive. I'm like, are you a robot?
Yeah, there's anything more exciting than watching two guys about to stab each other? Like, how is that boring?
I just wrote, this woman is meant to be ill. Like, I'm so confused. Later on in the series, we get like girl robot situations. I'm wondering if this girl is a programmed robot and they just forgot to program anything other than like cars and knives.
Yeah, this could be like a Warren 0.1.
Yes.
Yeah, this is an early prototype.
I think it's gotta be.
But I didn't hear anything they were saying because I was just like bricked up and dripping wet during this scene because like when he throws Xander on the hood of that car and you see Xander's treasure trail and he's just like rubbing that knife all over his face, I'm like, oh.
And the cops come over and Xander does have to make sure that everyone knows it was not gay. It wasn't gay, Tony, what they were doing.
It was gay what I did.
I think Xander was complaining it wasn't gay enough.
I mean, yeah, none of the, straight men I hooked up with were gay either,
Yeah. Jack O'Toole thinks it's cool. Jack O'Toole thinks it's cool that
to fetch a pail of water.
That Xander didn't narc on him. And the way he said this line made me laugh. Could have narked on me, didn't do it. So stupid. And he's like, let's go have some fun. And dumb bitch robot girl's like with driving?
I think she's an alien.
Yeah.
This is her first day on Earth.
And she's like, they seem to like cars and knives.
This thing with the wheels is blowing my mind.
So they go to the cemetery. Xander's like, been here, done that. They're going to raise Jack O'Toole's friend from the dead. And they do something that like they do in shows all the time. And it drives me crazy. Stupid. Whenever you have to do like a blood sacrifice, people cut the palm of their hand. Why would you do that? You have
your
to
hand's
use
out
your
of commission.
Hand.
Cut right here.
Yeah.
Like
right here, slap a Band-Aid on it, you're good to go.
So they raise their friend Bob. Bob is also a character, Tony, where I'm like, do I recognize you or do I recognize you from recognizing you in recognizing you in the show?
Well, first you thought he might have been Baseball Face, but he's not Baseball face from Some Assembly Required. That guy had stitches all over his face.
Oh, yeah, he did kind of look like him, actually, Daryl.
I think in Dead Man's Party, there's also another Daryl adjacent zombie, and I wondered if I'm thinking of that guy too.
Yeah. Biggest
weird thing for me with this was that burnout, druggy knife man is friends with the jock. That seemed like an odd pairing.
First of all, we missed this in the watch along. His grandpappy could work that mojo. So Jack O'Toole's grandpappy is who taught him how to raise. Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with why he's best friends with the meathead.
What if they were like friends in elementary school
and then their paths diverged?
Yeah,
I think they're in a gang. Because they talk about the other gang
Right, but Jock.
But is that like an
really-
actual gang, or is it just like on Always Sunny where they call the three losers they hang out with a gang?
Oh no, see, I was thinking it was like an actual gang, only just because of like when they mentioned that the gang like threw him off the bridge. That felt like a real gang activity.
I just don't know that a ton of like.
And Jack did get shot in a drive-by.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you though. I don't know a ton of like Letterman jacket wearing jocks who are like hanging out with the druggies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At a lily white Southern California like privileged high school.
Yeah.
I buy all the zombies, I buy all the demons, I buy all the witching. I don't know that I buy that these guys are friends.
Yeah, agreed. Luckily, seeing a dead person come out of the ground makes dumb bitch run away. So
she's
we're
hit her
done with
limit.
Yeah.
Great. Get
Apparently
out of here.
this was the opposite of boring, and she needs that sweet spot. She needs that Goldilocks.
I know.
This conversation is too boring. This conversation's not boring enough. I need just right.
Just right. Yeah. So Giles is getting help from the spirit guides in the cemetery as well, and it's just some amorphous cloud blob.
And it just sounds like when Daenerys Targaryen's trying to speak to Thraki.
Sapienta manium super me fundatur.
Ile resecorte sunt tempore et locis obscuris.
Echal, bin firnahano que sendo trakoi. Ala gigessimai, ma vijazeri at inarmai.
Yeah, it's like the Thraki share. It's like
That's exactly what it is. And the translation, all you need to know is that basically the spirit guides were like, can't help, goodbye, and they
lose my number.
Xander, comes upon Giles and
wait, what? I missed that part.
So did I.
You guys are children. So Xander like tries to offer help to Giles.
I'm trying to think about what graphic I'm going to use for that.
I gotta go. Another fun line where Giles comments on the stench of death and Xander says, "Yeah, I think that's Bob." Let's just check in on Willie. Willie's beat up. The demons are scared of the demons. Everyone's scared. Willie has a very sort of like, if I were you, I'd go find Angel and I'd find somewhere quiet together because this is surely the end.
And it's this stuff like this where I kind of feel like this is where I'm so conflicted because it's fun to check in with Willie. It checks all the boxes. The stakes never feel quite real to me though, and so it's almost a mockery. It's almost
it is
like
a mockery though.
A satire.
It
of
is
Buffy.
a satire.
It is.
And
why is he not getting this?
No, I get it, and I think they did it well. I don't know that I would have done it. I think is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think David had a very similar kind of point where like he understood what they were trying to do. He just felt like it came really out of left field, or that it should have been all from Xander's perspective or whatever. But my biggest gripe is that I do not believe that the men of Sunnydale would believe that these women could pull off anything like that.
That's fair.
They wouldn't be taking it nearly as seriously as they seem to.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm all for faux eating. This is where we get Taco Bell girls and beers. That's what they want to do. And they also want to bake a cake. So, God, I was unwell.
She was salivating.
So they're at the hardware store and they're going to break in, grab some stuff. At this moment, Xander sees Willow coming out of Uncle Bob's magic cabinet because she's making a protection spell. There's a gravitas to her hug with him. She says, "I love you, Xander," as if they may never get another chance. Xander tries to drive off before they come out, but the Deads stop him. They sort of scold him. They're like, why were you going to run away? And they basically say it's because he hasn't been initiated yet. And to be initiated, you have to become a Dead. And we learn that Jack is also dead, but luckily he had kind of like a hot death.
Yeah.
Nobody touched that pretty face.
Yeah.
Face is intact. Abs are intact.
So he's basically just got like a handful of extra belly buttons on his torso.
He would be getting fingered.
He ends up getting away from them and he drives off and he sees Faith beating up one of the sisters of Jay and he hits a demon with his car. And I was like, way to go, Xander. They run into Faith's room to get away and she has a dislocated shoulder. And then she says,
"You up for it?"
Oh, I'm up.
Xander's like, "I'm hard."
She's got the dislocated shoulder and she does like a Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon, like has him like knock her shoulder back in, which is fucking psychotic. But she doesn't even scream or anything. Like when Mel Gibson does it, it like takes him out for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
she's just like,
yeah,
boom.
Mel Gibson isn't a Slayer.
That's true.
Thank you. Exactly.
And then she's horned up because she told us when we first met her that like I get done slaying. I want to fuck and I want to eat.
I'm shocked that Xander and Cordy didn't have sex.
Because she implies during Bad Eggs that she's definitely had sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has had sex, but just not with Xander.
They were saving it.
I guess.
For marriage.
Seems weird. Also, did you guys notice that there's a pipe in her room that she has duct taped?
It's in Xander's pants.
Sir, that she has duct tape pillows around that she's clearly using as a punching bag in her room. She says something pretty hot. She says, "Don't worry, I'll steer you around the curves."
Around the curves.
Excuse me.
And I'm going like, wait, how old was Eliza Dushku during this?
Well, she was at least 18 by this point.
You can trivia crypt this if you want, but do you know that she actually got legally emancipated so that she could work on Buffy?
So she could work longer hours as not a child?
Yep.
She was 17 when she started.
Yep, and she got legally emancipated, and there's a great video on YouTube where she's talking about it at a panel. If you want to trivia crypt it,
that will be super useful.
Interesting. Did she choose to emancipate herself, or was she pressured to emancipate herself?
Yeah, when she talks about it, she kind of said like she'd been working like from when she was so young anyway, that it wasn't anything to do with like actually her family. It was literally just for work reasons because Buffy kept vampire hours, and that was the only reason. But then again, I guess if someone asks you about it, you're not going to be like, yeah, they really pressured me.
Yeah, and also just like knowing how the system works out here, I'm dubious of,
especially with now also like Tox Weasel and the way we know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, she's like a mental health therapist now. I'm sure you do.
Yes, she works with psychedelic assisted therapies, which I think is fantastic.
So fucking awesome.
Which was kind of really instrumental in helping me like get sober.
Really?
Yeah.
What psychedelics did you use?
Just mushrooms.
Mushrooms?
Just
I have
mushrooms.
I have a similar response to mushrooms that I had never I had never dabbled when I was younger, and was kind of excited to try them, and it was a really pleasant experience, but I didn't have any of the...
Yeah, we did this for her birthday a couple years ago, and we just did it at home, just the two of us. I had all the stereotypical, we ordered frozen yogurt, and my spoon was dancing, and I couldn't stop giggling, and when I would close my eyes, I would see fractals, and we actually, the first time we did it, we started way too late. We did it like at 8 o'clock at night, and so I'm trying to go to bed at 3 a.m, and every time I close my eyes, I'm more stimulated than when I have them open, and I was like, fuck this. So now we start at 2 o'clock. You get off the ride about 10 o'clock. You can power down and go to sleep. But yeah, I asked her how she was doing because I was giggling and just being an idiot. And she's like, I'm fine. And I was so bummed for her because it was like her thing she wanted to do. She's like, no, you don't get it. I'm fine. Like no anxiety, no depression. Like it just, the clouds parted and she got to experience that. So,
yeah.
So I'm very into that. For sure.
I didn't even really attribute one with the other, and I didn't do it for that purpose, but it was only about after being like sober for 2 weeks that David said to me, like, do you think it's from like when you took those mushrooms? And I was like,
wow.
Because I know I'm very lucky. My sobriety journey was like that. I just had zero desire, like, and I've tried to quit for like 5 years beforehand, and I couldn't do it, and it was just like instantly, and I just had the most like amazing experience, like because I'm really into like space and the stars and stuff, and I went outside and stood in my garden, and I could see all like stardust coming down into my body and stuff, and I just felt very like connected. I used to have a real fear of like space and the unknown, and I just felt so part of the universe. And like I can sometimes I can kind of like see auras and energy and stuff. I always just thought I had eyesight problems, but I think it's, my third.
We're going to talk about that for no less than 15 hours when we come to visit, just so you know.
Yeah, I could see like the dog's auras, and I had a full on conversation with Ari and Abe, and it was like the most like healing, amazing thing ever. It was incredible. Even I feel like when I talk about it, I'm like going to cry.
Join us for our other podcast with me and Tony, where we just talk about that for 30 hours a day.
Animal auras with Tony and Ketrin.
Yeah. All right. So in the library, they have to transport Oz because he's a werewolf over the Hellmouth.
He's wigging out.
So they trank him up. Back with Xander in the car. He's ditched the deads, but they left their cake ingredients in the car, and he's like, hey, they weren't baking a cake.
I actually had the reaction to the watch along because I was like, they want to bake a cake, so they go to a hardware store. I was thick. I didn't get it. I was like,
big dumb.
I was like, why are they going to getting cake mix at the fucking hardware store?
Like, why were you such a dum dum yesterday? It's wild. You're not normally that big of a dum dum.
Like I said, I think I went in expecting this episode to turn out a certain way, and then when it wasn't, I was up against that the whole time, going like, well, wait, when I thought like when Giles was, we had just raised people from the dead, and Giles is talking to the Dothraki clouds. I thought, oh, and something's gonna happen, and now Xander's gonna become a superhero, and it's like it never happened. And so I was just like, I was just watching the whole thing like this, like
what? Though my nickname for Eric is that he is, no question, the dumbest genius I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Like he is
emphasis on dumb.
Like he is undeniably a genius. He's so creative. He's so smart. But boy, oh boy, is he a dumb.
I don't know that anybody who's watched the show has any evidence of any of that, by the way.
Of you being dumb?
No, of me being a genius.
Yeah,
I think they're taking your word for that.
I can see your aura. Your aura is geniusy. Okay, so then Xander's like, all right, I need Buffy's help because now we have a bomb situation with the deads and we got to figure this out. But he interrupts a very melodramatic fight between Bangel. This was goofy. Like, this was camp.
Yeah.
I was on board for it because I just was like, I see what's going on.
I enjoyed the melodrama for what it was and the satire element of it. I think Dave was frustrated because he felt like it was so close to being written better. You know, where if it could have been, if this episode had all been completely from Xander's eyes and we saw Xander going down and seeing them have this fight first, then he felt like that would have made it make more sense, which I actually think would have been a great concept for the episode in general.
Yeah, I actually like that too. Like the shot is literally him coming down those stairs and we sort of start to hear the fight. I actually like that.
Yeah, because the way it's shot is it's as if there's some magic happening that's changed because we're seeing stuff that Xander's not privy to, but it's still presented through that lens. Yeah, no, I think maybe that's articulating some of my sort of unease with the whole thing.
Okay, that's fair.
Whenever Angel came into the bronze and Xander's like, hey buddy, like my friend, and obviously I know he was only doing it to get away from the, dumb robot bitch girl.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of like Xander really thinking that, and it's only just because the show's through Buffy's lens that she perceives Xander as being this like jealous, like kind of angry person. So if this episode had all been from Xander's point of view, I feel like that would have been a really interesting way.
Yeah, I actually, I'm starting to agree. See, genius aura. I thought you were just being a big dumb, when in fact you were tapping into your genius. See,
I don't think those are the only two options, but
see, I'm such a aren't I a supportive wife?
You
Tony?
really are. I'm like, I would totally marry you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, we should be a throuple.
Oh, don't even tempt me because
into it.
Yeah,
I could be a throuple with you. I'm pretty a lot.
I feel like you would both tick parts that I need. That I need. Sorry, like as a couple, I feel like you both would provide one really good partner for me.
We had to do like in that movie Together with Franco Boy and
where they get like
where they merge, they become a merge monster.
Yeah, Franco Boy.
Isn't that his name?
No, his name
Dave
is
Franco.
Franco Boy.
I couldn't remember which one of them it was.
Dave.
I knew it wasn't James, but I don't remember the other one.
Yeah, Dave.
I was like, is it William Franco? Is it Zeppo? I don't know which Franco Boy it is.
Zeppo Franco.
Yeah, Zeppo Franco. So, all right, Hellmouth, spell symbol on the ground. The only reason that I'm pointing this out is because there really are a lot of Easter eggs dropped early on. Spoiler alert, Mom. Giles is uncomfortable with Willow's relationship to magic immediately. And you don't notice it unless you've seen what's to come. But he says when Willow is kind of like, can I help or let me do this part or whatever, he says, don't argue, I want you safe. Like he really, and this isn't the first time we've heard it, so I just think that's really interesting. He clearly was seeing something early on.
That and also his experience with being Ripper and raising demons and shit and how bad that turned out.
He killed one of his best friends by messing around with magic and summoning the demon. But you're totally right, Ketrin, and you will notice now as you go through, there's so many of those, like almost in every episode at this point, and I'd never picked up on it before, but it's so obvious.
Wild. And he must see himself in her. you know?
He knows how alluring it is and how easy it is to get in over your head.
Yeah.
I wish Giles would see himself in me.
Hey, you know what? I'll share my husband. I won't share Giles.
His quarter zip fleece is big enough for both of you to climb in that thing.
Yeah, it'd be full zip by the time I'm done.
Mom is going to be so scandalized by this episode.
Sorry, Mom.
Tony can guide Giles around the curves.
Stop! Oh, yeah. He's mine. The Deads went back to the hardware store because now we see that they've gotten more cake mix / bomb ingredients, and they're making a bomb in the basement of the school. And Jack O'Toole has my worst line in this scene, so I'll save it till our superlatives. Xander's going to get Giles's help, but he comes upon the Deads walking down the street after having assembled the bomb, and he has another really great move. He's in the car, he grabs one, and he's like, "Tell me where the bomb is," and then that Dead gets hereditaried.
Yeah.
So now we're all in the school. Everybody's chasing everybody. There's a big giant demon in the library. The Deads do a dumb thing where they decide to split up. Not baseball face Jock Boy grabs an axe.
Has my worst line of the episode.
So we'll cover that later. He finds Xander, almost chops him up, but Xander has another great... Xander's got a lot of... he's using his resources. I was proud of him. Xander, I know that you didn't hear this from your own father. I am telling you, Xander, I'm proud of you. You did a good job, and you're worthy. Vending machine on his head, which reminded me of Stu in Scream.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Xander's obviously just been watching Scream because that's all it reminds me of as well.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So
we'll talk about it. It's one of my best moves.
It's one of my best moves too.
What's great about it is he wedges it behind and he uses leverage, uses the axe to pry the thing off the wall, and because he can't just pull it, but he creates a
really
little
smart
torque, a little.
Great job, buddy.
It was so creative.
I'm so proud of you, man. Xander and Fireface are now being chased by a lady demon, and Xander manages to whoop out of the way, and Lady Demon chases Fireface into an office and eats him.
I did think this was fun in that we have several forces opposing converging on one spot.
Yep.
Again, I don't hate this episode.
You just didn't know what the fuck was going on until now.
Every few seconds, my feelings about this changed.
It's so funny because I foresaw it being the complete opposite way. I thought me and Ketchen, I was like, whatever Ketchen thinks, I'm going to have the opposite opinion so that we can be like devil's advocate. And I was like, it'll just be me, and it's been totally the opposite, which is so good.
You're the odd man out.
I'm the third wheel.
Yeah.
This was unexpected.
You're just a big sexy dum-dum.
Xander goes to the boiler room, and we're going to trivia crypt. You're going to trivia crypt if the time works out. So I wrote down the time. When he goes into the boiler room, it's 1 minute and 31 seconds.
This is under 2 minutes, but it's well under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to time if this actually makes sense.
So he doesn't know how to disable it, but luckily Jack is there. And this was a cool moment, and I bought it. That Xander calls his bluff. I believe that Xander has had to do some internal work around death. He is the most likely to die. He has been faced with death on a nightly basis. I truly do believe that he's not the most evolved guy, but he's somewhat evolved, and he surrounds himself with evolved people, that he was able to do some self-reflection and go I need to get right with death.
Yeah, and I think a big source of Xander's discomfort is that his two best friends are really strong, smart women, but he doesn't flee from that situation. He bashes up against that in an uncomfortable way, but he doesn't go, this sucks, I'm out of here. He stays in it.
He doesn't befriend fucking Warren.
Right. So he gets credit for the choice of friends and for sticking with it even when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He points out to Jack O'Toole, being bomb dead is not the same as having some cute little bullet wounds in your abs.
I can't finger a pile of mush.
Right.
Well, not with that attitude.
Correct. And so with 1 fucking millisecond left, Jack O'Toole disables the bomb and is humiliated. Xander is able to literally just walk out. Jack, once Xander has left, sort of tries to gather up his toxic masculinity and put it all back together, but just in time for hungry Oswulf to come in and eat him. Both Oswulf and I were so hungo.
Right.
Yeah.
And Oz has a funny line later. I don't know if you clocked this at the very end of the episode. Yeah,
I did. So next morning, we're all grappling with our night. And I was also really proud of Xander because what Xander could have done is gone, but I need to tell you guys about my night. I need to make it about me. And he didn't. And Cordy thought that was hot as shit. I mean, she didn't know what he went through, but like his whole vibe, Cordy was like,
him being aloof, him not taking the bait was,
Did I make a whoopsie daisy?
Well, I think the wettest Cordy's ever been in her life is when she got yelled at to shut up.
Cordelia, shut up.
Yeah.
She likes to be bossed about a bit.
Him not playing her game affected her in a similar way.
Yeah. And that's it.
Sunnydale High Yearbook Committee meeting now in session. Tony, who'd you have for best dressed?
Faith in her cum stained sheet at the door of the hotel.
She did look great. I did forget to say that after Faith and Xander bone, she's like, and goodbye.
Yeah. Who'd you have for best dressed?
You know, I had Xander in his orange sweater with his collared shirt underneath.
Playing courtyard football?
Yes. I thought he looked lovely.
He looked fantastic.
I love orange.
I gave it to the Sisters of Jay.
Hey.
But I also gave an honorable mention to Willow in the first scene going to a Korn concert in her baggy black overalls.
Oh, yeah. She did look cute. Yeah.
She was going to a new metal show. Who'd you have for worst dress, Tony?
Oh, Cordelia in her office temp uniform, like when she's litigating Xander's football catch. Also, honorable mention to Buffy's brown, like suede coat with a big fur collar.
That's what I had. I had her Nanook of the North coat. What was going on?
Yeah, and I can also tell you, Tony, like there is no time of year in Southern California where during the day, maybe you would need it, possibly at night in a desert, maybe. There's no scenario where you would need a coat that heavy during the day.
But standing right next to her, Willow's just in a hoodie and pajama pants. Like it's clearly not bundle up weather. So what's happening?
Dumb.
Did you have a worst
oversized white t-shirt zombie? Get a shirt that fits. Also, if we're stealing things and you see that your people dressed your dead body in something that you don't like, go steal something that fits.
Yeah, we need a little mall
yourself.
montage of these guys breaking in and trying on outfits.
Agree.
Oh, yeah.
Set to Semi-Charm Life. I don't know. Who'd you have for best line?
Best line. I've got two. My first one is when Buffy says,
celebrate victory in battle by eating their foes. They couldn't just pour Gatorade on each other?
That's right. I love that. And the other one is...
Did you eat all the jellies?
Did you want a jelly?
I always have a jelly. I'm always the one that says, let's have a jelly in the mix.
It was just like a twist, and it was more to do with like the performance, I think, in the context of the line. It was just like... Great. It was so just... not, and it wasn't a necessary piece of dialogue, and I think that's what I really enjoyed about it.
Had a lot of color to it. Yeah. Who'd you have for best line?
Xander saying, "Is guitar hard to play?" And Oz says,
"Not the way I play it."
That was mine as well. I also give an honorable mention to Willow saying,
"Occasionally, I'm callous and strange."
Yeah.
And do you know what he said? He said, "Oh, so he said I'm occasionally callous and strange."
I could see that.
Am I callous?
No, in a complimentary way. It's like it's not derogatory.
Well, I guess maybe I don't fully know what callous means.
Well, you just cheered on the eating of foes the entire episode, so I think that would count.
You're right.
You're righteous about it, but I think
when you're right. Counts. Yeah, I guess I prefer the word righteous to callous.
Yeah.
I'm righteous and strange. And then for worst line, Tony, what'd you have?
Worst line, I also have two, but the worst of the worst was Cordelia calling herself the surgeon of mean.
Yeah.
Gay.
Let's take that back. Let's do a rewrite on that one.
Yeah, you don't get to give yourself a nickname, and two, terrible.
Yeah, it just wasn't good.
Yeah, and two, for someone who's like, literally just trying to like, she's stalking Xander at this point just to like pop out and say mean things to him.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd think that was a rough draft that needed another pass.
Yeah. And the second worst line was Xander said,
"I've never been up with people before."
Yeah. Mine was the Deads assembling the bomb, and Jack O'Toole goes,
"This is gonna be large."
That almost was mine, but I gave it to Zombie Bob, who smashes the fire axe off the wall and says,
Good for chopping.
Yeah.
Like we thought he was going to pick his teeth with it. Like I think we could have done the chopping math all on our own without needing to be told. And then who'd you have for best move?
Best move, technically the Hellmouth demon that shoots Buffy out the door really fast.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
It was spooky. Because it was good. Because she like flips in the air and lands face down. Like it was pretty harrowing.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Xander using his car as a weapon. I was proud of him.
Not to try and get strange
Not
dumb
to try
pussy.
And get strange dumb pussy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange dumb strange, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
But callous and strange.
Yeah.
I had Xander prying. We mentioned the vending machine off the wall with leverage. And then lastly, who did you have for most likely?
Most likely to develop a fatal case of Kuru is Oz.
What's Kuru?
It's the cannibal eating disease.
Oh. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if he would, because he does acknowledge that he is full as a human from what he ate. Interesting.
What about you for most likely?
Most likely to join the Sisterhood of Jay. Me.
Yeah.
I had most likely to get taken out by natural selection, Xander's car floozy.
Oh, yeah.
Car floozy? What are you, a 1950s crooner?
That's
you
right.
said floozy.
Floozy.
You're 100 years old.
I think we called this woman a bitch 90 times. I was just trying to change it up.
She was just a silly hussy.
Yeah, silly hussy.
Little strumpet.
All right.
Well, that's all we got. Thanks, Tony, for joining us. Tell everybody where they can find you and listen to and watch your brilliant show.
You can watch and listen to our show on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts if you just search All Bronze, No Brains. And that is pretty much our handle for all socials everywhere.
They're a great follow. They're a great show. If you're not watching them, you should be. They're a few episodes ahead of us. They started before we did, but they took a break last summer, so we were able to kind of close the gap a little bit. But what's
yeah, where are you guys?
Tomorrow we're recording Graduation Day Part 1 and 2.
Whoa.
So there you go.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool. Well, yeah, I love their show. Our best to Dave. And I just can't thank you enough for coming on and playing with us. This was really fun. While you're checking stuff out, check out our other show, Kim and Ket Stay Alive, maybe co-starring her and the hilarious Kim Burns. I edit and produce that show. It's on social media at KKSam Podcast. Comes out every Wednesday, wherever you listen to podcasts. This show is on social media at Major Slayage Pod. That's all we got. We'll be back next week. And until then,
dust you later.